You know, look, hey, we're excited. We're excited to be back in March Madness. You know, last year was a tough year for us, so we're extremely excited to be here. That's pretty much it with me. I mean, we're extremely excited to be here. It's been a long process getting back here. Well, Kobe and I went to dinner, but the rest of these guys, a lot of portal Zooms, and I'd say about 40 days of no sleep for me last spring putting this team together. Tyler drugged me out to the end, I think, too. He was the last guy, but it was a lot of work by the staff to get us back to where we had the team that could be back in the NCAA tournament. So, and then playing in the Big Ten for the first time with a team with most of our leading scorers were first-year players. It was a huge challenge for us. And not to travel, just the Big Ten. A lot of good teams, a lot of really good teams. Great coaches, but a lot of really good players, a lot of really good teams. So, but as you guys know, everything we do and we talk about with our team is to get to this point, get to this moment. So we're fired up.
Let's pivot to the players, and then we'll go to Coach.
I think for a good number of guys on this team, it'll be the first time playing in the NCAA tournament. I think for Tyler and Skyy, what do you guys think it's going to be like? What have you heard? What are you expecting? And how do you kind of prepare for it?
I mean, I'm just super excited. I mean, this is why I came to UCLA. You know, it's that time, so we're ready for it.
Yeah, same here. This is why I came here, to win, to go deep in the tournament. So the fact that we're finally here, I know we're going to do our best to take opportunity.
Just to follow up on that,
Hold on. You be honest. You missed me.
I did
He
miss
missed
Coach.
me.
what's been the best advice or things you've heard about playing in and what it takes to have success in the NCAA tournament?
You definitely got to be physical. You got to be the toughest team. You got to play really smart. You know, can't have dumb turnovers or anything like that. You got to execute on offense. Your defense got to be top notch. I mean, you're no longer playing any like these are the best of the best. So you got to come in sharp.
Yeah, exactly what Skyy said. You got to be playing your best basketball.
You know, hopefully the Big Ten help us with that. You know, obviously a tough 20-game conference schedule. Some really, really good teams.
You guys were able to string some wins together earlier this season when you went on that 7-game win streak. Can you draw on that, that time period to string some win togethers in March Madness?
Yeah, for sure. We know we're a team that we could beat anybody, and so just come dialed in. We know we could definitely put together some win streaks.
Kobe, being one of the guys who's played in the NCAA tournament, do you feel special leadership going into this? Do you going to talk to your guys on kind of what it takes to win at this level, to win in the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have that much experience winning in the NCAA tournament, but definitely get in there. But I mean, just the environment of being in, that type of atmosphere is different. Every team's gonna come out with their best game, and the little details matter, in those type of games. So we got to be locked in every single play, every single game, and we got to play a full 40 minutes. That's what's gonna take.
I know earlier this season, some of you guys, your voices stepped up in the locker room after you lost in those games. Have you had any of those conversations after the Wisconsin loss?
Yeah, most definitely. We've been talking as a team, and I mean, we knew what happened. We knew what we got to do, and something that we got to remember, but also put in the past and get ready for Utah State on Thursday.
I'd just be curious, do you guys have any connections with Utah State or what you know about them at this point? I know, Tyler, you probably know Dexter O'Connell fairly well.
Yeah, know him, played with him the last 2 years. But, yeah.
Ian's older than you, isn't he?
Yeah, I played against Ian my freshman year when he was at Maryland, and played against him a little bit, and because he played California ball as well, so a little familiar.
Jared Calhoun's a close friend of mine. Was actually counseling him 2 weeks ago on his contract extension. And we laughed about this being a possibility. So we've already been texting, can you believe this? So he's a great coach, great young coach. He won at Youngstown State, which is maybe the hardest job of the 13 Division I's in Ohio. So he worked under Coach Huggins as well as I did. So just he's a tremendous young coach.
Just piggybacking off that, have anybody played at Rupp Arena before? It's a very hallowed arena.
Nah, I never played there, but I've been on a visit there. It's a beautiful gym. It definitely gets rowdy in there.
Make you familiar with the team, Utah State at this point?
Because Jared and I are friends, on the nights my nights sitting at home when they were on, I definitely watched him play against, Richard Pitino is like a younger brother to me, so I watch those games. I saw him play Iowa, so I'm well aware of their team. Look, I root for the guys that I know well in the business. So when Utah State's been on, they were on an absolute roll to start the season. So yeah, I'm pretty familiar with them.
So they played against Iowa, I think they beat Iowa.
They beat Iowa.
San Diego State, I think.
Yeah, and they had multiple wins. UCSD got them up there. None of us knew how good UCSD was. Congratulations to those guys. Yeah, mostly their conference games. But I did scout the Iowa film in preparation for Iowa. So I watched them, closely on that one. But I've seen them play 5, 6, 7 times at least.
Can you talk about matchups at this point?
I mean, I'm not, let's talk strategy. I'm well aware of what they do. And I'm telling Jared, he's a tremendous young coach. So like guys, if you were to name like guys around, I'm not sure how old Jared is, guys around 40 or close to that, if he's even that yet. He's one of the top guys in the country.
What's the mental preparation like going into this tournament that could be long and include a lot of travel?
It's something that we're used to with the Big Ten schedule. We've been traveling across the country all year pretty much. And so, we usually come out a little slow the first game, so we know that that's one thing that we cannot do, especially right now.
Doesn't help when the first game's at Purdue or at Maryland or at Illinois either. It's sold out 16,000. That's probably got something to do with it. So.
For sure.
Anything else for the players? Ben?
Just one more about when you were growing up as a kid, did you ever do like backyard Final Four, buzzer beater, pretend stuff? I mean,
24/7.
Yeah, all the time.
Always, yeah.
And if you miss a shot with 3 seconds left, you magically get 5 more seconds.
Foul. I would always. It was me against my brother. I would call foul, and he wouldn't give it to me because he was older. So, same with Kobe.
All right, we're going to let the players leave here.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
So you talked about getting your team prepared, the whole season, a lot of
Yeah.
is to prepare for March.
We talk about it nonstop.
What do you think, how do you think this team is in terms of being prepared for playing for March?
Well, I thought we were in a really good place to end the season. Then we played the Boston Celtics the other day, who was 7 for 39 from 3 today. So, but what doesn't kill you make you stronger. So it's just a good example that good example for us to learn that you got to come out tight on the game plan and adherence to the game plan. You can't let another team get started to their strengths and make it, because you start a snowball rolling downhill and it picks up steam. So we're healthy. I think that's the biggest key. We still got 3 practices before we play Thursday. So I think that's the biggest key. We're healthy. And I do think it helps that we got home. We got home and we didn't play today or Saturday. I mean, I think if you learn anything from all this stuff, the tournament, the conference tournaments, other than the automatic bids and maybe some bubble games, they don't matter. I mean, they're glorified reality TV for money.
Would you say there might be a slight benefit that you traveled so much this season and now kind of travel again across, the Eastern time zone? Would you say you got?
Yes and no. You worry about the cumulative effect of what it's had on the guys. I know I'm concerned, academically has been a huge concern here at UCLA for us. I think that because the kids get paid, I think, it's become such big business that people have forgotten about the fact that these guys go to school over the years. It's getting worse and worse. And then now that the guys the guys are getting paid, it's almost forgotten totally. So the academic piece is a concern for us. And now we have some really good students. We literally had a guy, Chris Carlson Proctor, in a final to a guy on our flight home the other day. This is the stuff, at UCLA, they don't just say, I take it when you get home. It's not always an option. So that's more of a concern. So you never know, Tracy. It could be, the cumulative effects are a concern, but yes, we are used to it, So I just told the guys, we'll do our normal. We'll practice Tuesday morning and get on the plane. Be our normal move. Waiting to, wait to see what hotel they put us in so we can let the parents know. And Doug Erickson better get us into Tony's Steakhouse in Lexington. It's a big concern of mine.
In your experience, what do you think separates a team from, going the distance to a team that enters their tournament early?
Well, look, I think in this tournament, a lot of times, 90% of the games, you could shake them up and play them again, there'll be a different result. So you got to get hot at the right time. And defense travels. And your guys got to want to continue to practice and play. I think that's a big, big part of it. So, I've tried to keep these guys fresh for this moment. And then, look, having a guy get hot like, Tunji did on Friday and Saturday for Wisconsin helps. Today he was 1 for 14. They lost. So having, I think that the big component in this tournament, if history's taught you anything from Danny Manning to Kemba Walker, having a guy get hot at the right time can really help you.
I was asking these guys who have played before, and you have a number of guys, some of your best
Most of our guys have not played.
Haven't played in it.
But Ben, that's why they came here. So what I would tell you is, in the portal approach, and Trent Perry, we tried to sell these guys, look, this is UCLA, the expectations of, to win. And they had guys, Eric Daly, Trent, Ty, these are ones I know for a fact, William Kyle, Eric Daly, Trent Perry, Tyler Bilodeau, and Kobe Johnson for sure. And I could be missing somebody. Oh, and Skyy. They all had offers to go other places for more money. Now we were, we were in the ball game. It wasn't, in another ballpark. But, we were trying to get guys to gravitate towards what we were trying to build to get back into the tournament. And that's why Lazarus Stefanovic came here. He saw it at Utah. Then it didn't happen for him. He's the guy I'm really, really happy for. He's a senior. This was his last chance to get to the NCAA tournament. And he came here without asking for a penny. Now, he got money, but he said, I want to come to UCLA. Academics, he's a great student, but he wanted to play in the NCAA tournament. So I'm really, really happy for him. So that's a big reason of why this team is together, because that's why they came. We sold them on, hey, Kobe was the first guy, Skyy, and as Skyy started, seeing that. Eric knows Skyy, and and Tyler saw all those guys, and William Kyle wanted to win because he wanted San Diego State. So he wasn't going to go anywhere just for the money and go to a place where he wasn't going to win.
Been to a lot of great atmospheres in the Big Ten, Illinois, Purdue. Does that help prep for a game like this?
Look, we're not playing. Yeah, I'm a big believer in that. That stuff can be overrated. It can be, but I like to try to build your guys where you're tough enough that the environment shouldn't affect you. But it does tend to help the home team play better. As I always say, guys want to win at home. you know, when their girlfriend's in the stands, they don't want to play bad. She's not there on the road. So they tend to play a little bit harder when she's there. You know, so it is, you know, in college basketball, I've said this to you, it's the most home court advantage sport in North American sports. 75% roughly, games won by the home team. So you don't have to know that. That's why this tournament's wild, man. Like everybody's sitting there right now, and all these geniuses on TV are just going to sit there and talk about. They know who the 8 teams are going to be in the Elite 8, like they know, and they'll be wrong on 70% of them. It's just because of neutral sites. It's a neutral site game and matchups. You know, matchups are really, really important. I'm a big believer in that. And you don't have time to adjust your matchups when it's not a 7-game series. So you know, in a one and out environment, and that's where, like we were alluding to, you know, one guy team like Wisconsin does what they did the other day, you're going home. So it's a way, you know, this strapping in this tournament's wild, man. But you said we have a lot of guys. You know, I try to give them confidence, and just keep it real simple. Okay, we got to win Thursday. You don't think about anything else. We got to win Thursday. All that matters is preparing for Utah State better than we've prepared for any team this year. That's what matters. Keeping your focus on that, not on travel, not on tickets, not on where the game's at.
Does your whole staff scout, or do you have a special, one of the assistants take the lead? Or?
They're actually meeting right now, going over that, and then, you know, when I go back. So they'll break up the 3 teams in the pod.
I know it's virtually impossible to boil down, you know, a team to one factor, but what would you say is the most valuable asset to the team right now in terms of, you know, just anything?
I would say health. And maybe that's because I'm jaded, because 2 years ago I thought we were probably the favorite to win the national championship until Skyy Clark and Adembona went down. You know, I'm also jaded from 2000 when Kenyon Martin snapped his ankle, and we were going to probably win the national championship in a dominant fashion at Cincinnati. So I would probably say health is important, the most important thing. All right, guys.
Thank you.